the extension of the knowledge of Christ. Christ, 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 Christ.
How to build an effective relationship. Yesterday I spoke about listening skills and honor. Today I'll be speaking about effective communication. The Bible says, can two work together except work in agreement? So one of the things it takes for people to work effectively together is actually the skill of communication. A man rightly said that growing towards each other through compatibility, but we grow with each other by intentionality. It takes a whole lot for two people who are probably not born by the same, even people who are born by the same mother. It takes communication to actually walk the same path of agreement together. So in relationship, one of the skills that must be mastered is actually communication. When it comes to communication, it's not what I feel is right. I also think of the other party. There is preference in communication. Sometimes people have the right message but wrong communication. So that still hurts the people that it is communicated to. So when I communicate to people, I don't only check the intent. I also check the communication, the means of communication, the intents of the communication, the interpretation of the communication received from the other party. This has really caused a lot of issues in relationship, both friendship relationship and romantic relationship. When there is communication gaps, it seems to actually break the relationship. And one of the means by which we communicate in every relationship is words. So Paul says in Ephesians 4 verse 29, he said, let every word that proceeded out of your mouth, let it communicate grace. Let it be words that lifts people. So I would love to say these two keys is that be a person full of candor and care. What do I mean? That is, don't be a person because you want to show love, you are biased when you see the truth. So Paul also puts it this way in Ephesians 4:15. He says, speaking the truth in love. So whatsoever I'm communicating to people must be from the standpoint of love. I can't see something wrong in a relationship and keep quiet about it. I communicate the truth in love. I am a caring or a doting guy, but I'm also a guy of candor too. I'm candid, because we can't grow in a relationship when we ignore our weaknesses. We can only grow when we actually strengthen our weaknesses. And humans are actually full of both strength and weakness. So see what Jesus spoke to Peter. Jesus knew that Peter was weak. He knew the weakness of Peter, but he said, I have prayed for you. When you are also comforted, strengthen thy brethren. So there is an intentional aspect of strengthening our brethren by communication. Let your partner know the area that you are not doing well. Communicate. Don't keep quiet. The reason why there is so much havoc caused in relationship is silence. People don't speak up in relationship. Oh, you offended me yesterday. I don't like what you did. That is the way we actually grow in relationship. Our feelings must be communicated without being hurt. That's why I said speaking the truth in love. We must learn how to communicate. Keeping silent does not change anything. But when we let out our feelings through words, intentional words. And let me also say this lastly. In relationship, you must know your partner's love language. It is so important. Some people just want to communicate. They want to communicate to people based from their own standpoint. No. At the preference of that other person. It is rightly said that people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So it is an intentional labor whereby you need to let people know how much you care about them. And this is majorly communicated through words by understanding the love language of the other person. I believe this blesses you. Tomorrow I'll be speaking on how to inform past odds. Stay tuned.